I know most of you are finishing up the full section drawings from last time. Today, I'm just going to add one more drawing, and this time it's going to be a half section drawing. And so again, on the half section drawing, we're just cutting halfway through the part instead of all the way across it. And the one we're going to work on is on page 253. It is the V pulley, the double V pulley. There's a number before, but I don't see it. 9-43. No, 9 dash. Oh, I see. I'm sorry. It's 9-44 double V pulley, but they have it. They have a metric one and an English units one, so they're both numbered the same. So we're doing the English units one, and essentially what you're going to create is very similar to what you see here, and that is a view as you're looking into the part. You're going to be able to see all the edges of the outside shape, and then from the center on, you're going to see the inside here for the cutaway. So a couple things to point out when you're doing a half section. We do it a lot of times on circular shapes such as this one. And if I flip back a few pages, the ANSI standard allows you to do one of two things for the center of that part. You can either just do a center line all the way across, or you can actually show what the visible cut features look like. So as you can see, there's an opening there for this little hole. So either one is acceptable, center line or what it actually looks like when you cut it away. Also notice too on the section arrow what it looks like. Just like if we have a full section and you cut across with some arrows, you're just going to have the one arrow here, and then the section line will just continue back. So there won't be an arrow on this one because we're looking that way as we cut it. Or in the case of this one's going to be more of a, you have your circular features here, and then do it as a side view instead. So you have your little shapes here, etc. And then your center, or however you decide to do it, and then your little shape, and so on. And then, so your section arrow over here would look like a phantom line, and then it would come up, and then an arrowhead this way, to show that we were basically cutting this chunk out and looking that way.
So you only top half?
Yes, or bottom half, either one. You either cut the top, if you cut the bottom off, then your arrow will be down here, and this part will be section down here. Either one's appropriate. Good question. But only one or the other. But then your front view will still obviously be the full view. Don't show it cut up. It'll be the full circular view. And then of course all dimensions needed for manufacture. You have a note here for a square key. So on the square key, you can see it's over here on the right. So if I have the square key like so, it's behind the section, so it won't actually show up over here. If you put the key on the left side, obviously it's something that could be rotated around, then that's going to cause an extra edge in here. So either way is acceptable as long as you're consistent. We really don't need to see the key seat over here because we've got everything we need in this view. But if you do put it on the left side, then make sure you have a line there. So what size is it? Key seat for square key. Well, what we have to do is we have to look it up in the appendices based on this diameter. So we have a shaft of diameter 1.127, and what this key is, if I show it from the side here, if I have the cylinder that's going to go in the hole, and then I have this hole that it's going in, and so there'll probably be some amount of clearance there. And then this key seat on the top will actually go in here and basically cause a wedge to keep it from moving. So it's basically a rectangular shape, so we could put a wedge in there to prevent movement. So if we look at the appendices in the back, here's an example of a key. So again, it's tapered, it's going to go in there and butt up against here and give us a little force fit so that it doesn't move. And then here it is from the side. So our diameter is 1.127. If I look it up on the table here, it would fall into this category. Width and height, 1/4 inch by 1/4 inch. So that is going to be the size of your little key seat here. And for your actual dimensioning, dimension that 1/4 inch by 1/4 inch. We don't want to put a note on here so that the guy manufacturing it has to go and look up what size it is. So this was for you to use your appendices and then draw it properly and then dimension it. Make sense so far? This should fit fine on B size. Again, if you want to go to C size, if there's more room, that's fine. Keep in mind that we want to go full scale, 1:1 on this. And obviously, if you need to finish up the other ones, go ahead and do that first. And let me know if you have any questions.